Okay, what's up, guys? So, I have a blanket around me because it's cold in the mansion. Yeah, it's mid-April, but it's still pretty cold outside. I don't mind it. I prefer cold over hot weathers, anyways, so it's fine with me. But gotta keep warm. I'm very, 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 very tired today. Sensitive gums are killing me. I accidentally ate wavy chips and it killed me. So if I'm dozing on and off of sleep, um, into sleep, it's because of that. It was the hardest to get to 8 hours, basically. But that's not why we're here. We are here to talk about talk to Brandon, Mike, and Toby. So I have some notes to ask you guys. You guys don't mind that, right? So tell me, how long have you lived in the man's house? 6 years? Okay. Did you know him at first? Like, did you know of the legend and all that stuff? Did you know of him and all that stuff? Kind of. Tim actually didn't know anything about him. He had no idea who the man was or anything like that, and I had to explain to him that in 1997, more so 1992, this man bought this house. And for 5 years, everything was fine. They paid all their bills. Him and his wife just were living their life. And then all of a sudden, everything changed in 1997 when there was a break-in. He was knocked out. His wife was kidnapped and later murdered. But no one knew that she was dead until 5 years later in 2002, when her body was finally found. It was placed in a way that it was meant to be found. And at that time, we were living more in the northern part of Horrifying Nights, Indiana. So, I mean, we heard about it, but we didn't know it was the man. Because the man name didn't even happen until 2020, 2021. And that was from Doc. He was a good friend of ours until he passed away. He was the one that treated the man for 18 to 20 years. He treated him the week after his wife was kidnapped, all the way up till 2 months before he started killing every single year. Because Doc said something like he had to leave because he had something planned. He needed to change it up a little bit. Obviously, no one knew what he meant by that. What he meant by that is he's going to kill every single person that comes into his house. He is going to kidnap and kill every single person that he comes across in or around that house. And then, but I knew most of the legend. I knew basically everything. There's only a few things that I didn't know, but Tim didn't know anything. So when we actually got the house, I needed to explain to him why this house is creepy to a lot of people. So, yeah. Okay, so Tim is dead now, right? I'm sorry about that. And now you guys are living at the mansion now. Okay. And so, Toby, you have a very, very interesting history. Would you mind telling us the entire history from how many years you've been stalking, how it began, and just everything. I want you to go into every single detail and all that stuff, because I think the viewers really want to hear all the history of you. Not the man, just you. Because people already know the history of the man. People already know that he's been killing since 2002 and all that stuff. But we don't have the entire history of you. So, could you go into detail for us? Sure. So, this was 2002, and heard of this story of this man's wife was kidnapped and killed. And the story said that what if he began stalking and killing too? But it was just a joke. But I took that to heart, and I decided I'm going to run with this, and I'm going to actually mess with the man. Now, I was a very different type of stalker than the normal stalkers that you have. I was very secretive. The man actually did not know that he had a stalker until season 3, episode 9. And that was in 2030. So it took 28 years for him to even realize he had a stalker. That's how secretive and how secure I was from him. But in 2002 it all started, and around 3 years later in 2005 I decided to kidnap someone myself. I did that, and then I later killed. But all these moments of the man that are in the history of this city, I was there, and the man didn't know that. I was there when the man kidnapped Brandon. I was there when the man got shot. I was there when Doc was killed. That was sad. I will admit that was sad. I could tell that Doc did not want to do it. He did not want to kill Doc at all. And if it was me, I probably would not kill Doc myself. Because Doc was that person that cared so much. And the man actually cried. The man actually cried as soon as he killed him. Just as he was killing him, he cried because he knew that he had to do it, but he did not want to. It's the only time I've ever seen him do that. And he said, "I'm sorry." Doc understood. He said, "Just do the quickest way." He did, and gone. I was there when the man, ran from Tim. I was there when the news guy died. I was there when him and Tim fought, and he died. Well, at least in that storyline, he died. Then you fast forward to the Versus films. I was there for all 4 Versus films, and I was there for bloodiest thing Brandon, the creator of the fictional version of the city, had ever seen. And it was brutal. It was all hell. All that blood, and the man was killed and all that stuff, and the Man vs. Man 4, just madness, just total destruction mode. And then the series began. Obviously, Brandon and Mike and Tim and all that stuff, they moved into the man's house. Now, Tim did not know. Mike didn't know either, but Brandon knew. But Brandon didn't know that it was this house that was the one that he was terrorizing. And basically the man, the first time around, he just wanted them to make plans, to make it more interesting. And season 2, it was more, the plan actually worked. But in season 3, I decided, you know what? That's it. I'm gonna actually come around and actually say, hey, I am actually a stalker of the man, and I have a lot of information to tell you. So I did that. I basically gave them all the information I could. And season 3, episode 9, him and I first saw each other. And when I told the man who I was and that I had been stalking him, at first he laughed, but when I started telling him every little detail that was never released to the police, never released anywhere, he got scared, and I actually scared him off. Season 4, same thing. Season 5, I finally admitted that, hey, I'm itching to kill and all that stuff, make your decision. And the man actually killed Tim. That was around 1.5 years ago. It shocked me, because I did not expect that from the man, especially in the series. And then you fast forward to today and all that stuff. So that's the history with me and the man. And yeah. Wow. Okay. Very good. So, alright, so next episode will be the season finale, and we try and talk more about info and all that stuff, and how all their plans worked and didn't work against the man. So that is it. So make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.